Now on our last assignment, we did some one-step inequalities where you either multiplied or divided by a number to solve it. And we also recognize that if I start out with a negative number next to the variable and I have to multiply or divide by that, we said that you had to do something strange, or basically you had to flip out, which means that when you solve the problem, the inequality symbol changes direction. So on the left two, we're actually going to flip the inequality. On the right two, we're going to leave the inequality the same way. And when we make these divisions and multiplications, here's our respective answers. So on the first one, m is less than or equal to 1. On number 2, n is less than or equal to 1 also. Actually, n is less than or equal to 10 if you think about it, because 2 times 5 is 10. All right, on number 3, r is less than or equal to negative 4. And on number 4, n is less than or equal to 0, because 2 times 0 is just 0. So if we have to graph these, we grab our little marker. We start the first one. We start at number 1, or the number 1 on the number line. Color the circle in, and the arrow goes to the left like that. On the second one, we start with a colored in dot at 10 and an arrow going to the left like that. On the third one, because we flipped out, we start at negative 4 with an open circle and the arrow going to the left. And on the last one, we start out with an open circle at 0 and an arrow going to the left. Well, on all those problems, the arrow went to the left. That doesn't always happen. Sometimes it goes to the right. So now we're going to be talking about solving two-step inequalities. And here's a really neat video that you should check out to get some more ideas on how to do that. But in the meantime, let's solve each inequality and graph its solution. So in order to solve the inequality, we have to start out by subtracting the 7 from both sides. So in this case, we're undoing the addition or subtraction, if you remember from when we were working with equations. So 9 minus 7 is 2. 7's cancel, and then I'm left with y divided by negative 6. All right, in this particular problem, we have to divide or multiply both sides by negative 6 to undo the division there. Multiply by negative 6, and when you multiply or divide by a negative number in solving an inequality, you flip out, or the inequality symbol changes direction. So we end up with y is greater than negative 12. So to graph that, we just find a place that we would like to call negative 12. In this case, we're going to have an open circle and an arrow going to the right, just like that. All right, let's try a couple more. In this particular problem, I already know that the number in front of the variable is positive, so we are not going to flip out on this problem. We just go ahead and solve it. Plus 4 to both sides, and we end up with 2v is greater than or equal to 12. Then we divide both sides by 2, and we end up with v is greater than or equal to 6. So if we come down and find what we would designate as our 6, then we're pretty open to where you do that. Then you'd make a solid or colored in dot there with an arrow going to the right. Okay, let's try another one. This particular problem, we are going to start by adding 1 to both sides. And we end up with 4b is less than 8. When you divide both sides by 4, you get b is less than 8 divided by 4, which is 2. All right, let's see, how many more do we got? We've got 3 or 4 more. We'll just try maybe one more of these. All right, let's go to this one right here because it's written a little bit backwards. So here we're going to start by subtracting 5 from both sides. 6 minus 5 is 1. And then on this one we have v, and on the bottom we have negative 3. Not sure if you could recognize that, but that's what we have. So we multiply both sides by -3 to solve, and the variable, or the inequality symbol flips around the other way. -3 times 1 is -3. So there's that one. All right. Now in Alex, you're going to have a few problems like this. It seems like a pretty standard thing that we've been showing you over the last few days. So we subtract 1 from both sides to solve this inequality, and we have -4v is less than -36. Then when we divide by -4, we have that little song in our head, flip out. So we take the variable, write it down, turn the inequality symbol the other direction, and -36 divided by -4 is +9. So we're looking for numbers that are bigger than 9. So if we come over here, 10 is bigger than 9. The rest of them are either less than or equal to 9, so the rest of them would be a no. So our assignment is the Alex assignment on inequalities, number 4. Thank you very much.